Welcome once again to Open Forum with Nankyo. My guests, Mr. Ibom and Mr. Effiong. The last time you were here, we dealt on an issue we had hoped that by this time the state government will have been very interested to dig deeper and be armed with the right information and do the needful so that others would not take the glory. To refresh us, when we brought in our guest, we spoke about the 76 oil wells. But the revelation that we also brought, which we had known within us, is that we have over 2,500 oil wells and gas reserves somewhere. But if the oil is not working, it's okay, just leave it like that. Now, Mr. Ibom, you're welcome once again.
Thank you, Emeka.
Yeah, I want us to let people know that we have handled something much bigger than what is about to happen. Unfortunately, we are having some mix-up now. Remind us about the Ibom mangrove swamp and it being the richest point on planet Earth. Just remind us briefly and let the people know where we are coming from.
Ibom Mangrove Islands.
Please speak a little bit because of...
Ibom Mangrove Islands in Akwa Ibom said is embedded at the tail end of the Gulf of Guinea. That is the end of territorial boundary of ECOWAS territorial boundary, waters and land. Ibom Mangrove Island is not only Akwa Ibom State or Nigerian territory. It involves ECOWAS territory. From the Gulf of Guinea down to the Ibom Mangrove Island is the terminal point of ECOWAS, which is international matter.
Okay.
From the Ibom Mangrove Islands down to the other side is the east. That is the eastern. The Central Republic of Central African Republic, which Cameroon is not a member of ECOWAS.
Okay.
So Cameroon Republic has nothing to do with Ibom Mangrove Islands.
Beautiful. But let's not go too deep. But just tell us, remind us, what resource is hidden there, and what we are missing out as a state and as a country for not doing the needful.
There are a lot of mineral resources in Ibom Mangrove Island. To mention the few is the oil,
Yeah.
then gas, and the rest of minerals that are being used in production and many other things. Ibom Mangrove Island is so very rich with scopious fishing routes. That is the area that is producing crayfish to the whole country.
Interesting.
So the territory is so rich.
But now let's talk about this oil and gas, because it's like people don't say MK overhyped. Is it true that we could have as much as 2,500 oil wells and gas reserve there?
In fact, American report once reported that 1/10 of the whole world, oil and gas in the whole world is deposited there at Mangrove Island.
Interesting.
That was the report. 1/10 of the entire world oil is being deposited there. In fact, that is the base that crude oil formation was carried out before it migrated to other countries.
Now, let's leave it there. For those who are hearing this for the first time, you need to know that this matter was raised at the Open Forum Town Hall meeting, I think in 2022, and we couldn't get the attention of the state government. And in 2023, am I right? 2023 or 2024, this matter was taken to the National Assembly. And I think a 9-man committee has been set up. Am I right, sir?
Exactly.
9-man committee, and 2 of our senators are members, to look at how this Ibom mangrove swamp or island can be retrieved from Cameroon, because Cameroon wrongly annexed it along with Bakassi. Am I right?
Exactly.
Mr. Ibom, you have something to add there in just a minute.
Okay, I believe that these are issues that have strong backing historically. Now, if you look at it based on even the earlier agreements, the Anglo-German agreements of 1913, you look at all the maps that have been coming from as a result of that technical resolution
Yeah.
and all of the maps that have been made, there is a clear indication that in implementing the ICJ judgment, errors, so to say,
Yeah.
were done in terms of actually ascertaining the location of this thing, primarily because Nigeria didn't make a very strong and clear position, as per where and what should be their own boundary delineation.
Yes.
So these are some of the issues that surround that, and these things. So one of the strong points and arguments is that the ICJ judgment the issue is about the technical implementation, which we really need to look at. At that point, we will really resolve things.
Beautiful. People may want to say, this matter was taken to National Assembly. Mr. Ekpo, can you just give us updates? Is there any updates that is available to the public on what that committee to look at the wrongly annexed Ibom Mangrove Island? How far is the work of the committee?
The committee.
You are the consultant, isn't it?
Yeah, the committee was set up, and the committee is yet to be taken off. That is the situation now.
This calls for concern, a very serious matter. The committee was set up over a year now, is yet to take off. We have done a memo to His Excellency Pastor Dr. Mobasieno. We've requested that we have Mr. Ekpo, Mr. Ibom, who are experts, and they have, Ekpo has access to certain documents that even the federal government may not have, and we want His Excellency to give us attention. Just hear us out. If what we are saying is not good enough, like a father just beat us and threw us away, and let the rest be history. But if what we have can add value, you may not get this elsewhere. Once again, I am appealing to His Excellency Pastor Mobasieno. Open Forum is more than a radio program. We are leading a revolution. That is why we say we are reformers. This information with documents, with evidence are available. Let people at National not take the glory about this thing that is at our backyard in the Ibom local government area. I won't say much because today's edition is about the latest development, which I'm going to begin. Okay, Mr. Ekpo has something to say very briefly, sir.
Let me throw more light to Ibom people.
Okay.
The boundary issue between Nigeria and Cameroon emanated from the during the colonial period. 14 April 1893, Rio de Rey was respected on the west coast of Africa, and the agreement is there, pages 38-39. The boundary was at Meme River. That was the first boundary of by the British colonial government. The coordinate of that boundary was 8 degrees. It was 8 minutes 55 degrees at the end of Meme River. It was through the German aggression that the boundary was shifted by 1913 treaty to Rio de Rey at the point of 8:45 degrees. 8:45 minutes, 8.45 degree. Now, that was the last terminal point of boundary between Nigeria and Cameroon.
Okay.
Outside the Mangrove Islands, that is the territory that the British was given under trusteeship with Southern Cameroon. The map is there. We have the map. This project is being covered by the Nigerian Nigerian Constitution, Section 12, Section 14, Section 20, and Section 21 is covering our research work.
Section 7.
And Section 7. Group Formations is an indigenous organization of in the oil field that is carrying out the research work involves surveyors,
Let's do this.
geographies,
Let-
oceanographers, and the rest of
Let's
these
do
things.
this. We'll have time because what you're going into is so deep, and there are times you spend time on radio, you must drop what can be assimilated easily. The technicalities are available. It is government who needs this information to help citizens make sense that they have leaders who listen to people that are creative. You don't need to belong to any party. I'm not a member of any party. I'm no longer, but we are bringing something to the table. That is why leaders must be receptive to ideas. Thank you very much. But I want us to go into the latest development. The ICJ ceded Cameroon, Bakassi, to Cameroon. Nigeria did not do what they're supposed to have done, and that matter, part of that matter is still an outstanding unfinished business. Am I right?
Exactly.
Now, it affected the Cross River State by saying that they are no longer a littoral state. And oil wells, they were about 90 something, but 76 fell into the Akwa Ibom territory. And that brought contention. 2002 judgment, 2025 they went to, 2005 Cross River went to court. Akwa Ibom begged them not to go, they went to court. 2012 they went back again to court, Supreme Court, and they lost in all cases. But just last year, about July or so, Honorable Cletus Obu was on Arise TV, and he made a very damning allegation, which we raised alarm here. And what he said was that there is a political solution that has been worked out, that Akwa Ibom State was going to return the 76 oil wells, and that our governor, His Excellency, Pastor Dr. Moino, has agreed, but that the shame of what his people will say does not allow him to say, let us go ahead. We took exceptions to that and we raised alarm, and the state government made a press release, and they gave a position on the oil wells, that there is nothing about seeding oil wells through what they call political solution. That exchanges, it was, I think, the same Ogun that once again spoke and said, this is the last time they will talk about this matter. But we have read that in November, a joint team of Surveyor General of Nigeria, Cross River State, Akwa Ibom State, they started a new mapping to determine the coordinates. We did not hear that here. But in January, a bombshell, listening to a press release dated 30th January 2026, a press statement, Cross River will recover all oil wells lost and more. I'm reading a press statement that was signed by Erasmus Ekpan, PhD, Commissioner for Information for Cross River State. Listen to this. It's very important. Even if I have to do this, another edition, I wouldn't mind. Cross River State government had on 28 July 2025 issued a press statement titled Re-76 Oil Wells, Restatement of Facts, unquote, where all emerging facts regarding the surreptitious allocation of Cross River State 76 oil wells to Akwa Ibom State and the oil-related matters thereto were clearly enunciated for public information. In 2025, Cross River State petitioned the President and RMAFC, that's Revenue Mobilization and Fiscal Commission, MBC, that's National Planning Commission, NUPRC, that's Upstream, NNPC aspect, and then the OSGOF, with evidence of 245 new oil wells derivation allocation with a comprehensive scientific, geological, and legal evidence in capital letters, justifying Cross River State oil producing status. An interagency committee was constituted by Mr. President, an exercise conducted in November 2025 confirming additional oil wells derivation allocation for Cross River. The current interagency committee opened a public hearing for the presentation of the report, having shared the coordinate to both states. The result is obvious. Cross River State is an oil-producing state with oil wells within its maritime territory beyond 67 or 76 oil wells. As at today, Cross River still remains that position which necessitated the writing of the petition in the first instance to the President, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, over the injustice meted to us as a state. We bore the brunt of handing over a part of Bakassi to the Republic of Cameroon all these years. It baffles our imagination how only a portion of Bakassi was ceded to Cameroon, while the oil wells found their way to Ibom that was not part of the dispute in the first place. Thanks to Mr. President, the federal government interagency technical committee was set up to look into the emerging matters. Comprehensive visits, mappings, findings have been made to the area in dispute by all concerned, and new discoveries have emerged in the area which was not demarcated. Boundaries have been set between the Cross River estuaries and the Cameroon. Therefore, the committee should be allowed to present their findings to show the actual location of the oil wells within both states. Cross River State deplores every divisive plot to disrupt the conclusion of these findings, report, and implementation. We have absolute confidence in the Joint Committee and urge them to remain resolute in rewriting the wrongs of the past. Cross River State, under the administration of Senator Prince Basil II, is governed by God. What is truly ours will be returned to us. We are hopeful to get back all our oil wells. Erasmus Ekwam, PhD, Commissioner for Information, Cross River State. It was important we take this. Now to our guest. And I must say this. We had reached out to the Attorney General of Akwa Ibom State, Mr. Uko Udom-San, to come on air to address this matter. He graciously responded that the Honorable Commissioner for Information, Dr. Nyekanumana, is the one mandated to address these issues. We sent message to Nyekanumana. We also put calls across. We could not get his attention, and we already have a standing expert who have even more, much more, what government needs, what Akwa Ibom, what Nigeria needs to speak on this matter. So after we could not bring a government agency to speak on this matter, we have our experts in the house. Experts indeed, not by mouth. And I want to throw this question to Mr. Ekpo. You've heard the press statement and the confidence shown, and the fact that the Surveyor Generals of the country and Akwa Ibom and Cross River are said to have been part of the remapping to determine the coordinates. You have done this severally. You have some drawings. You have seen that map that was displayed when the presentation went on in Abuja before it was disrupted. What do you have to say about this?
Well, we thank God for these revelations. The presentation of the maps that was the map that was presented by the National Boundary Commission.
Yes.
On the remapping of that, this territory has contravened Section 20 of the Nigerian Constitution.
How do you mean?
And it has contravened the 1913 treaties. That is the coordinate that they are taking. It has contradicted provisional law of the British during the Eastern region. 1959 provisional law. It has contravened Southeastern State Edict, which 12 states was created by Jacob Ogawan. It has contravened Cross River State Edict. The documents are there. It has contravened.
When you say contravene,
let me come in. It has contravened Cross Akwa Ibom State Edict. Number 3, when Akwa Ibom State was created. Because all these villages that they have annexed and shifted the boundary from Okbokong River to Tom Shot is contradicted by the National Boundary Commission. Boundary cannot be shifted without, no map or boundary can be taken without legal backup. You don't wake up and shift a boundary without the legal backup. those laws must be taken into consideration before adjustment is made in a boundary. We have seen the copy of the map by the National Boundary Commission on the coordinates. It has contravened the creation of the state map, which by Babangida in 1987.
Okay, let's leave the contraventions now. Let us address the issues. Are you sure that whatever has been done, be it legal or illegal, the federal government is involved? Now, would this new coordinate be different from whatever was used to arrive at the Supreme Court decision and even the ICJ decision?
That is the area that I'm talking about, that this coordinate has contravened those laws because it's against it. The boundary is being shifted. The fact remains that Cross River State have started this move since 2023 by reporting of Pillar 113A missing from Ibom when the demarcation was carried out from the Chad region to the sea, because that was the order that passed by the ICJ judgment, that the demarcation should be carried out.
Take that again.
Let me comment.
Which one was missing?
Pillar 113A.
What does that imply?
Pillar 113A missing was in the first place. That was in 1914 when the demarcation exercise took place from the Chad. Pillar 113 was missing, and it was reported that Cameroon removed that Pillar 113 so that they will have the coordinate into Ibom Mangrove Island and into the sea, because the pillars are from number one from Lake Chad to the sea, and there is no pillars in the sea. That was the reason that pillar was removed. But
It was an illegal act.
Illegal, that was removed so that the team, God has been the team, the technical team that was taking the demarcation between Nigeria and Cameroon with the United Nations supervised, would not get the next coordinate, which was Pillar 114. The meaning of that Pillar 113 was to enable Cameroon to move from Pillar 113 straight to Pillar 114 that could have taken them to Ibom Mangrove Island, where they are illegally
annexed already.
With the oil wells, instead of the area that will protect Ibom Mangrove Island into Nigeria based on the treaties and the ICJ judgment.
Let's come back home.
Let me come in.
No, sorry, sir. We are definitely going to have you again. Now, let's come back home, because our people, it's much about politics here. I'm not afraid to say that. So much about politics. I have seen the Ibom of Calabar, a report has been made. He has praised the man they call Sweet Prince for regaining Tinapa back from Amcon, and for the move to regain these oil wells. I have seen the Archbishop of Calabar. The video is there. I've had the video praising the Sweet Prince, as they call him, the Governor Basio II, for his effort to regain back the lost oil wells. But some of our people are saying that, oh, this new mapping is about the new oil wells. I want to ask you this before I go to Mr. Ekpo. Mr. Ekpo, please stand by for me. There are new oil wells discovered. Is a Ibom part of the team that are drilling? I'm not even discovered, drilling. Are they part of the team that is drilling? Or are all these oil wells new oil wells for Cross River, and they are about to add the other 76 to the new 240 something? Now, speak to that so that our people may know if we are playing politics while Cross River State is doing business.
Now, this is what is happening.
Mr. Ekpo, please get ready. You are coming in the next 1 minute. I'll come to you.
The 76 oil wells and the new one that they mentioned that they have discovered is part of the 76 oil wells that belong to Ibom State. That is the beginning of the territory that the other annexation of Ibom Mangrove Island, which Cameroon are extracting. Those are the new oil wells in Ibom State, which the petroleum upstream have not reported in favor to Ibom State.
Repeat that again. the new 200 over 200 oil wells, you said, belongs to Akwa Ibom.
It belongs to Akwa Ibom State. Because that is within the territory of Akwa Ibom State. Akwa Ibom State was sharing boundary with Cameroon and not Cross River State in the Atlantic Ocean shores.
But Akwa Ibom State have not spoken about discoveries of or drilling of new oil wells. Let me go to Mr. Ekpo. Mr. Effiong. Please, you are a geo-information,
yes.
remote sensing.
Yes.
Remote sense this for us.
Thank you. I believe that what we need to critically look at here is something that in the end goes beyond Akwa Ibom and Cross River to the benefit of Nigeria.
Yeah.
So we should look at this issue as, at the end of the day, that we are working for to see how we can make Nigeria benefit maximally from its oil resources. Now, when we take our mind off the local scramble, we will look at the larger issue, which Mr. Ekpo is talking about. The larger issue here is that there has been an annexation.
Annexation.
Legal annexation of Akwa Ibom's territories to Bakassi. That's the larger issue. And once we look at it in this manner, we stand to gain more.
Now, what should be the solution? Because we have a solution here.
Yes.
If there are illegalities,
yes,
let me say this.
Yes, sir.
The Cross River State people said they don't care about the Supreme Court judgment. The Supreme Court judgment cannot withstand their argument. While we are saying that, Supreme Court judgment is sacrosanct. In fact, some people are saying that this has nothing to do with 76 oil well. That one has been settled. But Cross River State is not saying the same thing. So, if there are illegal annexations, what will be the way out? In 30 seconds.
Yes, the way out is a very, very, I would put it, a heavy look at the technical details. Asam said something of interest in his interview, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Geographical data does not change. Coordinates do not change. Now, if for every reason you move boundaries, because people can sit down on paper and move boundaries.
Yes.
Ekpo said something. How do you move a boundary without recourse? Was the interest of the people in that community taken into cognizance?
That's right.
I mean, you're talking about the Mangrove Islands. All those names in those places, it's on recent that they made a map where they changed the names
to
Cameroon names. It's on recent where they changed the names of communities in that location. If you look at earlier maps that show that region,
Akwa
Ibom names. So how did you come about Bakassi? What about the people that have been resident in these places for years? Was there any meeting set up where there was a referendum to kind of bring the people into where do you want to be in the context of this mapping? Where are these your lands? This was never done.
Mr. Ekpo, back to you. The federal government, Mr. President is involved in this matter because from what we heard, he expressly gave the approval, yes, go and do this. Are you not worried that politicians can do magic or abracadabra? Are you not worried that political solution may overwhelm justice or judiciary or legal solutions or even common sense?
It depends on how the Akwa Ibom State government will play their own role.
Akwa Ibom State government.
Exactly. It all involves Akwa Ibom State government. What we observe is that Akwa Ibom State government...
That's your partition, please. Go ahead.
Now, Akwa Ibom State government, Akwa Ibom State government has not been attacking Cross River State, but Cross River State have been attacking Akwa Ibom on this all wells, right from 2019,
no, just drop it in 10 seconds because we are really out of time. We need to sign out.
Okay, what is going to happen is that through formation we have a document, we have carried out the mappings.
Beautiful.
All Akwa Ibom all wells are captured in the map.
Okay, let us leave it there. We hope to bring back either both of them or one of them next because we have a scheduled person to be here.
Oh.